Hello, children. Nice to meet you after a long time. Hope you are safe and sound. Now, you have attended so many lectures of physics, chemistry, bio, maths, and so on. Today, you are going to come across one of the English lecture. Now, before I start with the lesson, I would like to make you aware that in 12th standard, you have two textbooks. One is Flamingo, the core textbooks, and Vistas, the supplementary reader. Today, I am going to teach the first chapter from Flamingo. That is The Last Lesson by Alphonse Daudet. Before I start with the lesson, I would like to introduce you to the writer Alphonse Daudet. Alphonse Daudet was born in the year 1840 in Nimes, that is in France. And he started his career initially as a school teacher and later on he quitted to journalism. He was a novelist also, and his collections of poems were named under L'Amore. Now, as I move on, before starting the character, I would like to tell you the characters in this literary piece. Main, Franz, the narrator of the story. Mr. Hamel, the French teacher who teaches in the school. Blacksmith, named Watcher, W-A-T-C-H-E-R. Mr. Hauser, the former mayor, and village people and the school children. They are the part of this story. All these things as it moves on. And the literary piece, that is the last lesson, took place, or it was written in the time of Franco-Prussian War, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck, and this France was occupied by Germany. And here we have a reference of two districts, that is Alsace and Lorraine. Now, as we move on, to start with, I told you as these two cities. Here, Franz is the narrator. He's a young boy, and he, in this story, shares with us his experience of the last day in his school. The last day, why is it called so? Because it was the last day for the French language to be taught in the school. It was the last day for the teacher, Mr. Hamel, in the school, who had been teaching there for 40 long years. So, the lesson is named as Last Lesson. Now I move on to the exact story. I would not go word by word from the text, but I would give you a summary of the story. France, it's a day, one morning, cool, warm, favorable atmosphere. Franz is getting late for school. He was late for school, in other words, I would say. And he was afraid to go to school because if he goes late, then he would get a scolding from his teacher, Mr. Hamel, who is very strict. And at the same time, that day, Mr. Hamel was to ask them questions on participles, which Franz knew nothing. So he was afraid. And so he had an idea, that is to skip school. And the climate also favored him, the bright warm weather, the birds chirping, the Prussian soldiers drilling, all these tempted Franz to be away from school. And he decided to spend the day outside the school. But then, as he was thinking, a second thought came in his mind. So instead of spending the day outside, he decided to go to school, and now he is rushing on his way to school. On the way, when he is going to school, he comes across a huge crowd near the town bulletin board. Now, what is this bulletin board? This is a bulletin board which is kept in the town, and all sorts of news like war, orders from the commanding officer, drafts, news about battles and things are displayed on the notice board for the village people to be aware of. Franz was wondering what would be the new news now. Okay, because battle is over, things are whatever tentative news to come, those things are over, and so he was worried. But then he did not pay heed to what was the notice, and he started moving towards the school. All of a sudden, he happened to hear someone calling his name, and as he looked back, he found who was that? As I told you, one of the character, Mr. Watcher. He was the blacksmith. He was calling him and he was telling him, "Don't rush. You have a lot of time to reach to school, and you will reach in time." So was, but Franz was tense to reach to school and to escape from Mr. Kim Himmel's scolding. So he did not pay any attention to what the blacksmith says, and he moves towards the school. Now, as he reaches to the school, he found the atmosphere different from the usual days or normal days. What was it? Every time the school was full of bustle, then which could be heard long from the street itself, the sound of opening and closing of the desk, the rapping of that ruler on the bench. All these things were heard from far places. Children moving here and there, children putting their hands on the ears to hear because they couldn't get what was going on. All this means, in short, the whole atmosphere would be busy and full of chaos and confusion. But that day it was different. Everything was calm and quiet. Now Franz, he was by mistake he had come to school. He experienced a atmosphere like a Sunday morning. But he no other alternative. He had to go to school. He had to go to the classroom. So what did he do is he peeped through the window, and to his surprise, what he saw was the whole atmosphere in the classroom was also perfectly calm and quiet. All the children were seated in their places, and Mr. Himmel was pacing up and down in the classroom with a ruler in hand. Whereas in normal days, it was the children who would move about in the classroom, running from one place to another, and Mr. Himmel would be found shouting to the children, rapping the ruler on the benches, and he would be seated there. But today he was different. Franz had no other alternative, so he entered the class before everyone. He thought Mr. Himmel would scold him, but that day Mr. Himmel said he would not scold him. Okay, and so what he got over that, he did not scold him, and he asked him to take the seat. Franz moved quietly, took his seat, and he was seated there. As he was seated, and he was wondering about the changes in the school, why the changes, why children are seated like that, why Mr. Himmel's behavior has changed, and so on. And all of a sudden, he happened to see Mr. Himmel, and he was surprised. Why was he surprised? He found him unusually dressed. Okay, unusually dressed. He was putting green coat, frilled shirt, and silk black cap. Actually, this way he is normally not dressed every day. This particular type of dressing was seen during special days like prize distribution or inspection days. Yet something more surprised him. And when he turned back, he found the black backbenches full of village people. Normally, those were always vacant. So he was surprised. The mayor, the Mr. Hauser, the former postmaster, and many other village people were seen seated at the last benches. Everyone looked sad and tense. And Hauser was reading a book. Okay, very attentively he was reading it. All these things put Franz into deep thoughts. He was wondering why about the changes when Mr. Himmel went and sat in his chair. All the children were quite calm, seated, okay, and Mr. Himmel went to his place and then he said that he was going to give his last lesson, that is last French lesson, as an order has come, and that from now on in the school of Alsace, I told you will come across two places, Alsace and Lorraine. In schools, the French language won't be taught. Instead of that, German would be taught, because German had occupied France, and now they want that in the schools French language won't be taught, but German language would be taught. So Mr. Hamel, who was teaching French language, it was his last lesson at the same of French language, at the same time last day for him to teach, leave the school. So that is what he told the crowd. Now language was to take place, and these words of Mr. Hamel were a thunderclap to France and the others. Thunderclap? It felt as if a huge big cloud had dropped onto their head. That way they were terrifically shocked to hear this news. Now comes the turning point in the story. All these days, as I told you, Franz was lazy. He never wanted to read. He always skipped the school and so on. But then when he came to know that Mr. Hamel was to leave the school and it was his last French lesson, he felt very bad for himself. He felt ashamed that he has wasted his time all these years. He had never paid attention to what Mr. Hamel was teaching. Mr. Hamel was very honest, very sincere, but Franz never paid attention to these things, and he realized how he had wasted his time. He had learned nothing. At the same time, he felt at the same time he felt that these things would be a drawback to him. He felt ashamed that people would taunt him that he is a French man and he knows nothing of the French language. Now slowly and gradually the change we could see in France also, as well as in the school atmosphere. Now everything becomes clear in the mind of Franz. Why the Mr. Hamel is dressed in that manner? What was the thing put in the notice board? Why the children are sitting calm and quiet? Why the village people were accumulated on the last benches? All these things now he was very clear about all these things. And he understood that these village people are seated there to pay their gratitude and thanks to Mr. Hamel for giving his efficiency or sharing his efficiency or working for 40 long years in the school. While all this was going on in Franz's mind, all of a sudden he heard his name being called. He looked around and he found it was Mr. Hamel who called out his name. It was his turn to recite the participles. He had no other alternative. Even though he did not know, he still stood up. He went to the place and he tried to recite. But because he knew nothing on it, the words went here and there. They fumbled in his mind and he could not say anything but stood ashamed there still. But he felt Mr. Hamel would scold him in front of everyone. But he did not scold him that day. He told, human beings have a habit of piling up the things which should be done. If on that particular day itself, then no one would have any problem. And time waits for none. People pile up the things and say, thinking that I have lot of time. And I have plenty of time, I'll do it afterwards. But then that time never comes. This Franz understood. He experienced. And then at the same time, he also, Mr. Hamel told that this is the case with all the people here in Alsace. At the same time, he said that now Germans would humiliate them, saying that you say you are a French man and you neither know to read or write the French language. That would how they have to, because they don't know, they have to listen to the French people and just bowing their head down. Now, we see, and saying all these things, Mr. Hamel tried to show the importance of French language. He said French language is one of the most beautiful language in the world. He said the most clearest, the most logical, and every Frenchman should guard it and not forget it. He also said that French language or any language, he says that it acts as a key to a prison. When people are enslaved, okay, this language acts as a key to the prison. Mr. Hamel then asked the students to write grammar, and that day a different atmosphere was seen. Normally, whenever Mr. Hamel used to teach, children used to shout, quarrel, fight with each other, and so on. But here, as Mr. Hamel asked them to write grammar, he had so few new copies, and in there words were written in bold, France, Alsace, France, Alsace, very beautifully. Pin drop silence was there in the classroom. The sound only heard was that of the scratching of the pens over the papers, because the children were writing what Mr. Hamel had asked. Everyone was engrossed in their writing and learning each and every word what Mr. Hamel was saying. All of a sudden, Franz could hear the cooing of the pigeon at the roof. And a thought came in his mind, whether because the Germans have occupied their districts of Alsace and Lorraine, they would ask the pigeon also to coo in German language. And as Franz lifted his head, he found Mr. Hamel very sad and emotional. He found him staring at each and everything in the classroom very minutely, as if he was recollecting the old memories of 40 long years. The benches, the desks, the walnut trees, the hop vine which he had planted, all these things, because he was to leave everything back, to which he was very close to all these 40 years of teaching in that school and in Alsace. Mr. Hamel was staying in the top floor of the building where this school was. He was staying with his sister, and the sound of the trunk being packed because they were to leave the school was also heard in the mid of this calm and quiet atmosphere. Now, towards the end, as we move, we see Mr. Hauser sitting at the last bench, reading the primer, as I told you, a book. And he was also trying to spell the letters along with the children. He was crying because he remembered his childhood days where he also had wasted his time and he has not learned anything in French, neither reading nor writing. Then the clock struck 12. Time for the school to get over. The sound of the trumpets was heard, the Prussian soldiers returning from the drill. Mr. Hamel looked pale. Somehow he accumulated the courage and stood up from his chair. He wanted to say something. My friends, but his throat choked. He took a chalk and with full strength and courage, with the letters as big as he could write, he wrote, Vive la France. That is, long live France. And here, irrespective of being a French teacher, we found that a sense of patriotism in Mr. Hamel. His love and attachment for the language, his love and attachment for his country, that was focused when he threw these words, long live France. And he also, through these words and showing his attachment to the French language, tried to show or develop a feeling of patriotism and love for one's own language in the village people as well as in the children. So, from this lesson, we also learn that we also should pay due respect and importance to our mother tongue or our own language. Doesn't matter. In this globalized world, we have to know so many other languages, but that doesn't mean we should neglect our own language or our mother tongue. And that is how the last lesson comes to a conclusion. And I see that Mr. Alphonse, who has titled it as last lesson, really is appropriate and significant, because that was the last lesson of the French language to be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, and at the same time it was the last day for Mr. Hamel to leave the school. Thank you. Have a nice day.